have waited for my one sensor. The acoustic sensor's working principle based on human being hearing system. We can offer our project to our national security, for borders, for the densely populated areas like schools, kindergartens, like mass events. My parents passed away, and they really wanted that I become a scientist. Some of my answers came when I was alone in nature.
Today, no one is surprised by a drone hovering in the sky. They are used to capture breathtaking videos, deliver packages, inspect hard-to-reach places such as mountain regions or disaster zones, and monitor forests and fields. Each year, their functionality expands. But these same technologies can pose a serious threat to individuals and even entire nations. There have been numerous cases worldwide where drones were used for criminal purposes. In 2018, a high-profile attack took place in Venezuela. During the president's speech at a military parade, drones carrying explosives were directed toward the stage. The attack was successfully intercepted, but the potential consequences could have been devastating. This incident became the first documented case of drones being used in a terrorist attack. Today, security services around the world are enhancing measures to counter such threats. Scientists are contributing to these efforts by developing anti-drone technologies. For example, Kazakhstani scientist Dana Utebayeva is working on a project to create a drone detection system that utilizes acoustic sensors and deep learning technologies.
So the acoustic sensor's working principle based on human being hearing system can react to the frequency vibration. It's only needed the laptop and the microphone. We tried to use in our system 3 classes: loaded, unloaded, and no UAV class. We call this as background noise. We have gathered initially this amount of UAV sound. Our audio data can come in the form of WAV files to our filter, and it can be split to training and testing set. And 70% of our data was given for training set. After entering through my acoustic sensor architecture, it goes to the prediction. So we can see our UAV classes, like if it's loaded or unloaded. It can distinguish for us our acoustic sensor as in this format or in the form of lines. We can see from my laptop the real working system. We can offer our project to our national security, for borders, for the densely populated areas like schools, kindergartens, where like mass events.
The smart sensor developed by Kazakhstani scientists detects the sound of drones in flight. It analyzes radio signals between the drone and its controller to identify suspicious devices. What sets this technology apart is its dual analysis approach, combining acoustic and radio frequency detection. The sensor can determine the type of drone and whether it's carrying a load, which is crucial for spotting potentially dangerous or illegal cargo. It also works reliably in low light conditions and noisy environments.
Generally, there are 4 methods for suspicious UAV detection systems. We can detect them through radars, radio frequency sensors, also computer vision based on deep learning, machine learning methods. It's like traditional methods, but I have chosen initially acoustic sensor on the basis of deep learning methods. Why? Because these acoustic sensors can recognize when UAVs have a special payload or special load in the protected areas. It can distinguish easily through their frequencies, characteristics, and signatures the load case of UAV flight. But if, for example, if we consider other type of methods, traditional methods like radar, radio frequency, or computer vision, they can have their limitations, drawbacks. But in the case of loads of UAVs, this acoustic sensor specifically is more effective one. They can fly to hard to reach places. They can fly from different angles, and they can transmit real-time videos from strategic places. So it's very relevant to research this field.
There are very few scientists globally focusing on the study of drone sounds. A major challenge in this area is collecting data, particularly in regions where drone flights are restricted or prohibited. Dana Utebayeva undertook extensive work recording drone sounds under diverse conditions and flight modes. Her research also included new drone models with acoustic signatures noticeably different from those in earlier datasets. This effort resulted in the creation of a comprehensive database to train drone recognition systems.
During conducting this research, when I tried to apply acoustic sensor method for UAV detection system in real case, it has detection range problem, like drawback of range, like maximum 50 meters, or if I repeat notes, maximum 150 meters. So this was a very big challenge because borders for protected areas, so these areas are not in limited meters, or they can be over kilometers. I have tried to add ZR methods like RF frequency method, because these methods, new methods, has no limitation. It can recognize through the more than longer distances. It can detect. That's why I tried to improve my research on the basis of bimodal sensors. Bimodal means I'm using two sensors to verify one result with second one. For now, I have almost developed smart acoustic sensor for two directions. For the less distances, like 50 meters, I can provide smart acoustic sensor for the distance-based recognition system. And for the 150 meters, we can recognize through my proposed developed acoustic sensor loaded or unloaded UAVs, or there is no UAV in the area.
Вообще, конечно, очень узкая специализация, не только в Казахстане.
This is indeed a very niche specialization, not only in Kazakhstan but also worldwide, and it is still in its early stages. It would be unfair to say that there are no such scientists in Kazakhstan, but I can confidently say that Dana was one of the pioneers in studying and processing this data, particularly using advanced intellectual and empirical methods.
Скажем, взяли это направление на исследование. Она построила очень много моделей интеллектуального распознавания эмпирическим методом.
She has developed many intelligent recognition models using empirical methods. Additionally, she compared her results with existing theoretical knowledge and findings. I believe that her achievements will continue to grow, and she will undoubtedly showcase both herself and her work on the global stage.
Она еще покажет себя и свою работу на мировом уровне.
I I didn't become a scientist intentionally, but in my childhood I heard about my relative scientist in geology, Dana Utebayeva. She was great aunt of my mother, and my father and mother told about her a lot when I was a child. My father's dream has come true, that he really wanted to have one scientist from our family. My parents passed away, and they really wanted that I become a scientist, and I'm so happy. But the main intention to be a scientist came from myself, because when I was in my bachelor degree, in my master's degree, I had a lot of questions, research questions inside of me when I had some classes from math. So I really wanted to apply them in technology. I had a lot of questions. I didn't want to stay only in theory-based. I really wanted to apply them in industry, in practice.
During her academic internships in India and the United States, Dana Utebayeva defined the primary focus of her research, the development of technologies for drone detection. In India, she first learned about studies on this topic at a scientific conference where leading experts in deep learning and intelligent sensors presented their work. Their research inspired her to explore this field further and seek her own solutions. Her internship in the United States became another significant milestone. Working in advanced laboratories, Dana deepened her knowledge by studying data analysis methods and sensor system development. She recognized the pressing importance of drone detection in today's world and realized how artificial intelligence and sensor technologies could contribute to solving this problem. By combining academic knowledge with practical challenges, Dana Utebayeva established a unique direction in her research. Her work has made a valuable contribution to the development of safety technologies.
I had a lot of days, hard days, difficult times that I had to work hard. I worked about 20 hours, I remember, when I was first year of PhD, and when I was in the US, when I had a lot of deadlines for projects. Yeah, it was a lot of difficult days, but even those days I didn't want to leave the research because it was my interest. Research needs time a lot, and it needs more resources of you, but my family understands me and they know how much I like to conduct my research. So I usually try to divide my time. This part of my time is for my family, this part of my time for myself, this part of my time for my research. And I admit that my most of time divided and spent for my research because it needs more time. Also, I try to have micro vacations, my short travels. I try to have at the weekend some short-time micro vacations because I live in Almaty. Almaty has a lot of mountains, beautiful neighborhoods. I try to each week to visit one new place. Sometimes with my family, sometimes with my friends, sometimes alone, because I really like to stay in nature. Some of my answers came when I was alone in nature.
Developing the first working prototype of the sensor was a lengthy and challenging process. The research began with a theoretical phase where the team analyzed mathematical models and algorithms. Transitioning to practical implementation proved more difficult than anticipated. Technologies that performed well in the laboratory needed significant adaptation to function effectively in real-world conditions. The sensor had to maintain high accuracy in the field despite noise and other external interference. The team carried out numerous tests, refined the algorithms, and worked on optimizing the sensor's interaction with its environment. Building a reliable model also required recording drone sounds in diverse conditions. Overall, it took 3 years to complete the prototype.
3 years I have waited for my one sensor. Very recently I could be able to solve that problem, and I was so happy. It was 3 a.m. midnight, and I texted immediately to my friend, hey, I could be able to solve this problem through deep learning methods, also voting system. I'm really happy. I just texted, maybe she's awake. I was not sure, but she was awake and she was so happy. It's a kind of mandatory thing to have group mate or research mate with you if you have found something to share with the person who can understand deeply as you wanted.
Dana Utebayeva's research project is funded by a state grant for young scientists in Kazakhstan. This support has allowed her to acquire the necessary equipment and present her findings at international conferences. She believes that Kazakhstan has strong scientific potential due to its strong mathematical school. In her view, the high-quality math education that students receive in the country lays the foundation for developing cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence and data processing systems. Now, Dana's goal is to inspire young scientists, help them unlock their potential, and foster international collaboration for her project.
Right now, I have some publications based on my conducted research. So they are indexed through Web of Science and Scopes, and it means all over the world, other ranked professors, young scientists tries to search in this field also, not only me. So yes, it's narrowed field, but there are some researchers still, and they are citing. And I can say from Korea, a lot of scientists cite my work and asks about the sharing UAV data. I expect to work in the future with these Korean engineers. I wish to collaborate with them. They are really interested in my field. Interesting field. In the future, I will try to inspire master students and doctoral students to continue this field, to prepare not prototype of acoustic sensor, real sensor of acoustic sensor on the basis of deep learning architecture.
Drones, initially designed for entertainment, delivery, or monitoring purposes, can become weapons in the hands of criminals. They can be used to access secure areas, disrupt public events, or transport dangerous goods. The technology developed by Dana Utebayeva using acoustic sensors and deep learning helps detect drones, identify their type, and spot suspicious devices. Dana Utebayeva is a face of Kazakhstani science. She's working on one of the most challenging scientific and technological topics, but has found a practical solution to reduce the risks of the uncontrolled use of modern technologies.